Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another Obby Creator tutorial. My name is Zero Studios, and today I'm going to be teaching you how you can make a B and C sided tower in Obby Creator. So the last time I did a video on my main Obby Creator GTOH ring, that was where I tried to build a tower in 100 parts or less, and I built this one here. That was because I had almost been at my 3,000 part limit, but now it's actually been increased by 200 for everyone. So that means I can build one more tower. Now that I think about it, the last video I did on this Obby slot was the nerfing and buffing video, but the last tower I built for a video was that other one. But unless the part limit gets increased again, this tower that I'm going to be building in today's video will probably be the last one. I will be making a ring too, probably after I finish the soul crushing. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. What is the B and C sided tower? So basically, it's a tower where part of the tower is ascending and part of it is descending. So if I look at this tower right here, the Tower of Darkening Dreams, which I was going to make it be a B and C sided tower. That's why it's all on this one side. I was going to have this side of the frame have side B and side C, but part limit, so yeah, that's why I made the graveyard for side B and C. I mean, I could add that now, I suppose, but whatever. I'm going to be building a completely new tower. Hopefully, the rest of the parts I have, which would be 232 parts, will be enough to build the whole thing. It probably won't be, but whatever. I might have to do something like I did with this one, where I made the second half of it be all one frame part to save on parts, but I don't know. Hopefully I don't have to do that. So the first thing you want to do, of course, when you build your tower is deciding what difficulty you want it to be. So I want mine to be in the intermediate towers section. I want it to be a difficult tower. So tower of what have I gotten into? As you can see here, it is mid difficult. Well, I guess it's not completely centered, but low mid difficult, I guess, whatever. Since the one above it is high mid challenging, I guess I'll put this one at high difficult. Or I mean the one I'm making now. I'm not moving that one, I'm making a new one. So let me just clone this one. We'll put it right there. That should be good. Okay, I think right there is good. I'll change the text on that so it's actually the correct acronym in a second, but first I want to build the portal. So what I think I'm going to do is take this whole island, well, not these, and shift it over just a little bit so I can put another tower portal right here. So we're going to select the portal now. We're going to clone it. Just to make this floating island look a little bit nicer, I'll put another thing right here. Like a little... There we go. I'm going to name it Tower of Triple Tutorials because it's like my third tutorial for Obby Creator that I've made where I've actually like built a tower, I guess. The first one was making that YouTube tower over there, which was that tower from... how to make a GTOH tower / how to use all the advanced parts. That one over there, the one with green, purple, brown, whatever, that was the how to make a descending tower, which is this one. Now this one is going to be the Tower of B and C. I'll change the portal frame color once I actually decide what the color scheme is going to be, but now I want to update that. TOTT. But I don't really know where I want to put this tower. I guess wherever there's room. So how about right here? Okay, so I'm going to actually build the tower frame now. Once you've decided your difficulty and tower name, if you decided to go ahead and do the tower name, you can do that later if you can't think of one right now, I guess. Then you want to decide how specifically you want your ascension to go. Okay, so my GTOH towers are 30 by 30 frame size and 8 floors tall. So that's what I'm going to be building. If you want to do 25 by 25 and 10 floors or whatever you want to do, then just do that. Since all of mine are like that, the 8 floors and 30 by 30, that's what I'll just be using for this tutorial. You want to decide how specifically you want your progression to go. You could have it the first 4 floors of your tower is completely normal ascension. It uses up the entire space, and then it cuts in half at floors 5 through 8, and then you ascend up that one half side A of floors 5 through 8, then you go back down side B and back up side C. Or you could have it so that it's all it's all cut in half. Every floor has a side B and C. So I think for mine, I'm going to make it so that the first 4 floors are completely normal, and then floors 5 through 8 are cut into side B and C. And also you can, if you want, you can completely leave out side C. Let me show you what I mean. So this would be floor 1. So I'm going to get my wall in the center. So I'm going to scale it all the way out and then back in like that. To scale it in both directions like that, you hold down control. You don't have to make your wall in the center be a window, meaning you put the transparency to 0.6, but I'm going to anyway, I guess. So one of these would be side A. I'll just say this one. And then this, so you'd ascend up side A, if you imagine the whole thing being here, and then you'd descend back down side B. Side B would take up this other side completely, and then if you wanted a side C, then you'd cut it in half again like this. So you'd ascend up side A, descend down side B, then ascend back up side C, basically. Also, a side note, this is 1 stud's thick, so you could just laugh clip through to side B, except we will be sure to put in a cheese barrier, which I'll talk about a little bit later on in the video. For my color scheme, I think I'm just gonna do, I don't know, dark purplish blue to pink, I guess. I think it'll have a nice color, I guess. Anyway, now I'm going to want to finish putting this frame together. Okay, so I now have the whole frame built. It didn't get all the way up to like pink, it got more to like a purple color, but it still looks good. So I think what I'm going to do is make it so that floors 1, 2, 3, and 4, the first half of the tower, are completely normal. And then floors 5, 6, 7, and 8 have the side B and C. The main reason for that is because I want to save on parts because I only have so many. So I'm going to add in the floor right here. So I'm going to put in a lava brick, set the color and damage, and there we go. That's going to be the floor of side B and C. So what I now want to do is actually just fill in this whole thing with like obstacles. Okay, so I've now built side A. I won't show it right now because I'll show you the whole tower start to finish at the end of the video. So you go up the first 4 floors completely normally, and then it cuts in half at floor 5, and then you just go up this first half for that whole thing, all the way up to the top. So if you want to do a side B and C, then you'd cut this half into halves. So it means side A would be 1/2 of the tower, side B would be 1/4 of the tower, and side C would also be 1/4 of the tower. You would not have to cut this in half if you just wanted to do a side B. And of course, you could have the 2 other sides, or just one other side, go all the way down to the bottom if you wanted, but I'm not going to do that, mainly because of part limit. So anyway, now I want to actually add the wall between the 2 sides. So let me put a part right here. Let me scale it out and then hold control to scale it back in to 1 stud. That way I can be sure that I have it centered. Basically, you're just going to want to put this wall here now. You can make it transparent if you want. Alright, so now that I have that done, I'm going to have this be side B and this be side C. You could have this be side B and this be side C if you wanted, but that's entirely up to you. So basically, you're going to descend down side B, then go into side C down at the bottom, and then reascend back up here where the wind pad will be. So there are 2 ways you can do your descending side. You can either have it like a descending tower would be, where it's a whole bunch of these like kill brick floors that either are just like safety nets, where if you fall, you just get sent. You just have to go back to the start of the floor. It can be a progress loss net, where it teleports you back so you lose progress, or it can be a GBJ, like this one, where if you fall, you lose all your progress. For more information on how to make that type of descending tower, specifically with the kill brick layers and stuff, you can watch my how to make a descending tower video. The other way is going to be a dropper. It's basically that, but without any obby, and you just walk through the holes and you try not to die of kill bricks. I'm going to do that because that uses significantly less parts, and I have less than 100 left. So I want to scale this so that it'll like actually open up the side B so that you can jump down into it. So I'm going to put this kill brick floor right here. I'm going to put it at like this line between the 2 floors. I recommend you do 1 section per floor basically, like I did on this tower. Like I didn't cut this floor in half and have 1 section here, then you drop down and do a second one, but it's still on the same floor. I mean, you can do that if you want, but that might make the tower a little crammed. I guess you can do that if you're doing a dropper, because there's not going to be any obby in there, but still, I'm just gonna have it like this to save on parts. So basically, I'm going to now decide where I want my hole to be, right in this corner, I guess. It'll be a 2x2 hole, and actually maybe that's a little bit hard, especially because this is difficulty, so you'd probably take a whole bunch of damage doing that, and you wouldn't want to die. Now we're going to duplicate this, move it down to right there onto the next floor. Then we'll put the hole somewhere else. You don't have to put it in a corner like I did up there. It's just if you like detach it from the wall basically, then it takes up more parts because you gotta like get it all around it. If you want to make the thing a little more difficult, then you can put like a spinning lava brick here to make it so that you have to go even faster so that you don't die of damage. If you're going to make your side B like a descending tower, like this descending tower over here, then you're going to want to put some sort of wall right here so that you just can't jump straight down the hole. And you're going to start like over the kill bricks, and then you do the jumps to get to the top of those walls so that you can jump down. But yeah, you basically want to now repeat this until you get down to the bottom of your side B. Alright, so I've now finished my side B. I did decide I did want to put these kill bricks here since there's only 1 like dropper layer per floor. I did make them can't collide false though. And there we go. Now I've built my obstacles down to the bottom of side B. Now, you don't have to make the bottom of side B be a kill brick if you don't want to, but I'm going to. So what you're now going to want to do is put a transition over to side C. So you could make it so that you land on the ground here, and then you do some more obstacles, but instead of jumping down another like chute to something below it, you instead go through this wall to side C. Or you can just like do something like this and you just go under that. I think I'm gonna have to do that because I really need to use my parts wisely. Once you have built your transition onto side C, you basically do the exact same thing that you did on side A. It's just an ascending side, so it's exactly the same, just in a different like area slash like size. Alright, so once you finish building your side C, like I've done here, like I said a minute ago, I'll show you the whole tower start to finish at the end of the video. Now you want to decide how you want to finish off the tower. You can put the wind pad right inside side B. You could make it so that you like climb up a thing through the roof to hit a wind pad or whatever. Again, because of part limit, I'm going to just put the wind pad right here, I guess. I do have to make sure that it's not like too close to this wall, otherwise you might be able to like do this and you could like glitch your arm through to hit the wind pad, and we wouldn't want that. Anyway, this is going to be the platform where the wind pad actually is. So now I want to go to one of the other towers and take the wind pad, which is just a teleporter, clone it, and then just move it where I want it to. Or if this is your first tower, then just make a teleporter and teleport it to your wind room. Alright, now I'm going to resize this just a little bit. There we go. Now there are a few other things I want to talk about. So first, outside sections. I'd put no outside sections in mine other than this one, which you don't actually go on. You actually like push a push box out and then it goes across the conveyors towards the button. If you wanted to, you definitely could put your outside sections. Do make sure that you block any potential shortcuts, like if I made a side A outside section from like right here and it went around the back side of the tower, I wouldn't want to put another outside section on side B that was down like here. Because obviously then you could just jump down. Unless you put a teleporter or something to stop that from happening. Again, you can go watch the descending tower video on to see how you can make like the teleporters for outside sections. So the next thing I want to talk about is cheese barriers. So basically, if you don't already know what a cheese barrier is, it basically is something that prevents you from taking like a massive shortcut. For example, you could, since this wall between side A and side B and C is only one stud thick, you could potentially laugh clip through it and just skip straight to side C, and we don't want that. So that's why we're going to put in a cheese barrier. So basically it's going to be a brick that prevents you from progressing. It will look something like this. So like this cheese barrier right here prevents you from hitting the wind pad if you cheese the tower crossing. So when you're making these, you want to like figure out what the potential cheeses are. In this case, you could laugh clip through here and skip straight to side B, or you could laugh clip maybe right here on side B and skip straight to side C. The best place to put a cheese barrier is usually right before you go down. So like right here, I would put a big button. I'd also probably make it invisible so it doesn't look really bad, and make it so it's impossible not to hit it. Let's make it invisible. We're going to link it up to a box around the wind pad. Although it doesn't have to be around the wind pad, it can also be somewhere else that prevents you from progressing. It kind of depends on how far you are into the tower. Okay, so this button is going to, it's not linked to anything yet, but it will be linked to a box around the wind pad that will prevent you from beating the tower if you don't hit this anti-cheese button. Also, I think that might be possible to jump over. There we go. Okay, so at the moment, this is the only button that's going to unblock the wind pad. But what if you laugh clipped right here and skipped straight to side B? Side C, I mean. Although that's pretty pointless to do in this case because of how short side B is, if yours is a longer one, then you definitely want to do something about that. We want to put another anti-cheese button. We're going to make sure there's at least a one stud gap between this and this. Because this is one stud, you could do this and like clip your arm through the wall and hit that. So yeah, make sure it's at least one studs apart. And although there's a gap right there, it's really hard, if not impossible, to actually miss this button. And chances are the player won't even know where the anti-cheese button is because it's invisible. So yeah. Okay, so since there's two buttons in this case, we're going to want two cheese barriers. Okay, so you're basically going to want to grab a regular part and make sure it is big enough around so that you can't just glitch your arm through like I showed a second ago. You can make it look however you like. You can make it be yellow and have a sign that says like you cheesed on it or something. Okay, so now since there's two things, we're going to clone this, and I'm actually going to move this down for just a second. That way we can easily select which one we want when we bind the two buttons, which we will now do. As far as what the button's settings should be, it should be make objects invisible because we want to deactivate the cheese barrier, and set the time to infinite. You can do that by just typing in 0 and it'll do that. Now we want to click objects and set it to one of the cheese barriers. Now we're going to want to grab this other button, do the same thing, set it to infinite time, and set it to make objects invisible. And now I want to select the other one. So we chose the top one a second ago, so now we'll do the bottom one. And what you can do now is do that. You might not like there being a giant yellow box around the wind pad. That might look kind of ugly. You can always change the color if you want, so it doesn't like stand out so much. Actually, now that I think about it, since the text is on the exact same thing and the text doesn't disappear when the part it's on goes invisible, technically I only need the text on one. So once you reach the top of side A, you're going to hit this button. You're not going to see the cheese bear actually disappear because it did, but there's the second one there. So anyway, then you're going to go down side B, then you're going to hit that button, and if we look up, the cheese barriers should have disappeared. If you come into this obby, which if you do want to try it out, this is the obby ID up here, you come over to the intermediate towers, and it is the Tower of Triple Tutorials. Let's enter the thing. I did just connect the teleporter so that it actually goes right here. Anyway, you first jump up here, then you do a wraparound like this, then you just do a wraparound right here, jump to right here, and then you slide up this truss, and then go right to there. Now you jump onto here, and climb up this ladder. Then you jump on this smiley face, and you climb up to here. Then you jump down onto the spinner, and you do these pretty easy jumps, followed by another wraparound, and then you jump up here, and then you do this part. So you go around this platform on here, then you walk over to here and go right here. Then you go on this tightrope. You do that head hitter. You do these one studs right here. And now you jump on this truss and you slide around it. Then you can jump off of it. And what you do here, I think I might add a sign explaining this later. This button will respawn this push box, but what you want to do is go up these one studs and you hit this button. The yellow button will activate this platform right here, which will allow you to push this box across. And then you can push it outside and watch it go across the conveyor. If I put a bunch of walls and tried my best to make sure that it wouldn't fall off. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. I guess I'll just add another wall right here to stop it from going off. This is what's supposed to happen. It just goes up that ramp and then goes up. Yeah, I don't know why it sometimes does that. I think it's because it's hitting the edge of that conveyor, and it will hit the green button, which will then activate this green truss up here if you go back on the route towards the yellow button. Anyway, then you gotta jump on these platforms, and then you can do these simple jumps. Climb up here, then that's the end of side A. So then you can jump down here into side B. It's just a simple dropper. You do have to make sure you don't die. Since you can take a lot of damage there, and since this is only difficulty, I will put a heal spot right here. Okay, so you'd heal right here. I definitely didn't just use a heal part, but anyway, you'd come over to side C, and then you go up here. Some simple jumps, and you gotta climb up here, and then up, and then, yeah, that's a conveyor, but you don't lose too much progress if you fall, because, of course, this is a safety net. If it was a harder tower, you could obviously make that a GBJ, or progress loss. Then you jump on these wedges, you do like a wraparound onto there, and then you jump on this cat face thing. Then you do another wraparound followed by a head hitter and another wraparound, and then you can jump right onto the wind pad. Okay, so yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video. That's how to make a B and C sided tower in Obby Creator. Again, this is the Obby ID if you would like to try this out. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, remember to leave a like and also subscribe down below. So I'll see you in the next video, and have a great day.